What in the cannibalism did I just watch? KFC released this commercial, and it's probably the weirdest, maybe the most disturbing commercial I have ever seen.
How deep are you into this awakening? I want you to do something for me. I want you to go on Google, and I want you to look for KFC's new ad. I want you to watch it, okay? And when you're done, I want you to think really hard on why they chose that imagery. They could have done anything. And the biggest thing that you need to remember is they are trying to tell the truth in a way that not everyone is going to believe it. But they still put the truth out there.
KFC put out a new ad, and in this new ad, let's just say it's a whole bunch of shit that don't got nothing to do with eating chicken. And for lack of a better words, in that video, it looks like they're saying that they've been feeding us people and not chicken. Matter of fact,
See, when the Father has given you eyes to see and ears to hear, things like that KFC commercial, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You realize it's just a message. A message that majority of the world's population will not be tuned into or even would want to care about. Look, everybody loves fried chicken. Everybody loves chicken in general, but don't get it from KFC. I don't know about y'all, but the last time I had KFC was months ago because when I was eating it, I started feeling really weird. And I'm a young guy. I work out, I do everything. I started feeling really weird in my...
If KFC using Tyson chicken didn't already throw you off, which if you want me to take you down that rabbit hole in the billions of gallons of wastewater that's in our waterways, then I gladly can. But KFC made a new commercial, if you didn't know, where they take a giant golden egg and sit it in front of a steaming lake of gravy, and then proceed to take a live human being and dip him into this steaming lake of hot gravy, literally turning him into a fried piece of chicken. Now, you might think something like that is funny until you realize what whistleblowers have been saying for years now. And no, I don't mean KFC employees. Why do you think they get sick when they eat?
Today's conspiracy review is on the KFC cannibal conspiracy. I'm figuring it must be a new one because I've just now started picking it up on my TikTok feed, and there's no doubt in my mind it'll end up on YouTube. But basically, these idiots on TikTok, you want to call them creator, I call them idiots, or people that's going to take advantage of really stupid people. But basically, they got this whole theory based on the series of commercials from KFC lately, where there's a guy that falls out of the sky or whatever. He gets dipped in a thing of oil, not oil, gravy. Gets dunked into a lake of gravy, and they pull him back out, and he's a fucking chicken nugget or whatever the fuck. And that is almost entirely their whole thing. They think that means that they're telling everybody out in the open that they're switching out the chicken meat for human meat. Now, there's all kinds of ways that is stupid as hell. And if you believe in it, you ought to feel stupid too. But here's the thing. To start off with, KFC is a sub-franchise of some giant-ass company, right? Granted, all giant companies are not evil, but like the majority of them, they could care less about what you're eating, all that stuff. They don't really care that much as long as it's good enough to get the mass majority of people to eat it for max profits. That's why when you go into fast food restaurants or pizza places, and at like 9 o'clock at night, there's only 2 people working in the store. They don't want to have people in the store because they have to pay those. That cuts down their profits. That being said, the average cost, and this is on the low end, of keeping a person imprisoned by the government now is about $30,000 a year. KFC produces about 850 million orders. They slaughter chickens. Well, they make more orders than that, but they slaughter about 850 million chickens to make all these orders. It's millions and millions of orders of chicken. So you take that $30,000, multiply that by at least, let's just fucking half it, about 375 million people. There's no way they would make a profit charging what they're charging you right now for your fucking bucket of chicken. That's reason one, this idea is fucking stupid as hell. Reason two, do you think that their employees are so loyal and so dedicated that the sheer amount of them that would have to be involved in harvesting the human meat would never break silence and never record anything, never post anything, especially in this day and age where everything gets posted, about their jobs or what they've been doing or blow the whistle or whatever the fuck? And then you gotta account for the fact that KFC would have to pay these people extreme amounts of money to keep them silent about what they're doing. That's reason two why this is stupid. Reason three, you think that many people could go missing and nobody notice anything at all? That's reason three why this is fucking stupid. Now, here's the other part. Cannibals that have actually been convicted of eating people, where it is actually illegal, because the majority of the states, laws on cannibalism are complex and they vary state to state. So one state, perfectly legal as long as you didn't murder the person or contaminate a crime scene. They don't have a problem with it. Other states, it's absolutely illegal. Some states don't have a law about it at all. That being said, the convicted people who have actually eaten people all report that it tastes nothing like chicken. It's more like a sweet beef or wild game. That's reason number four why this is a stupid conspiracy started by idiots. Is why would KFC switch out the meat for something that A, costs more, B, could potentially be illegal, C, they would never turn a profit on, and D, doesn't even taste like fucking chicken? I don't know. I think that's a stupid conspiracy. I very much doubt KFC is cutting up people and putting them in chicken buckets. Not to mention, they would have to make fake chicken wings, fake chicken thighs, all that shit. And it's not like, well, they have bones in it, they can just use the smaller bones, and the people know you can't because mammal bones are not bird bones. Anybody could snap one in half until it's not a mammal bone. Maybe you shouldn't just go by what some stupid ass commercial says, or what it looks like, or whatever idiocy you got going on in your head. What I found the most interesting is when I pointed this shit out on TikTok, one of them got apparently butthurt because I called him out on how stupid that fucking idea was and try to community guideline violate my shit. Didn't work. It's back up. They didn't achieve shit. That's the biggest problem I actually have with TikTok. Anybody can say it's violating community guidelines because, it hurt their stupid fucking feelings. And then you'll appeal it and it'll go back up. But regardless, the cannibal KFC chicken conspiracy, bullshit. There's no fucking way it would feasibly work in any kind of logistical sense. Additionally, no major food company is serving you food, despite the fact that sometimes they'll test a piece of meat or whatever and it have human DNA in it. It doesn't actually mean it's got human meat in it. Somebody probably got cut while they was making the patties or whatever the fuck, and that's how it got in there. There's also rat DNA. Does that mean they're feeding you rats? There's all kinds of shit in fast food, cheap ass food. You're always going to be better off making it your fucking self. And even better if you got actual farms near you that you can actually just buy the fucking animal and butcher it yourself. Or hire somebody to butcher it for you, if it's feasible. But the vast majority of fast food places are all about max profit. They're not going to go out of their way to serve you human meat because it's going to cost way more money. It's just not going to happen. Now, if you're talking about like a small mom and pop thing and like there's a group of people going missing, like homeless people or whatever, then maybe you could make the argument. But a major franchise, they're not serving you human meat. They're serving you shit. They will buy the cheapest meat they can, and it will be the most blandest shit possible to appeal to the mass population so that they can get max profits. That's really all it comes down to. It's not profitable to do that shit at all for these major corporations. It wouldn't really be profitable for a small restaurant to start cutting up people and feeding you people unless they was doing it one at a time. And even then, because it has happened, I think there was a burger joint thing up in like, I want to say Chicago or Michigan or some shit, where like some jackass was like carving up prostitutes and stuff and mixing it in with like regular beef and serving it to people. But whatever. The other thing about this whole KFC thing is how, look how satanic it is. Everybody freaks out about these stupid ass commercials. And then they'll go, well, we're not that crazy. You sound just like all these fucking idiots that'll read too much into a cartoon or whatever. Like the quartering. See a cartoon and the girl character that's a reboot of a 80s character no longer has tits like it fucking matters. And that means they're woke because she ain't got tits. I mean, it's a fucking cartoon. What the fuck's your problem? Are you jacking it to a cartoon? Go fuck yourself. Anyway, let's give a score to the KFC conspiracy. The cannibal one, because I'm sure there's others. We're going to give it 0 coffins out of 5. On top of that, we're going to give anybody who believes that they are serving you human meat out of the KFC, passing it off as chicken, 0 coffins out of 5. They're fucking lobotomites. Y'all have a good one.